Rebecca Lobo, UConn grad. You know who else is a UConn grad? Molly Karam. And so Molly Karam's sitting on ESPN. I want to play this clip of, them overhyping this Paige Bueckers, who, hell of a player, but had a knee injury. She ain't on Caitlin Clark's level, and y'all need to cut it out. She's just not, and I don't care what happens tonight. She can outscore Caitlin. Caitlin can have an off night and not play well, and they can lose, and Paige Bueckers, but she ain't on Caitlin's level, period. End of story. Everybody knows it with a pair of eyes, but here's Molly Karam.
Stars not playing.
Listen, I'm among them this year that I was like, oh, UConn not the UConn of old, and here they are. So.
But I'm just saying, she wouldn't be bringing that up if that's what's unfair about her. Molly would not be bringing that up if it were not UConn.
Dog will holler.
You understand? Hold on. Is Paige Bueckers big time?
She's
spectacular, right?
You know what?
Excuse me.
Go.
It's her against Caitlin Clark.
Stephen A.
Ain't no excuses.
Stephen
you
A.
got there.
Don't
want to hear that now.
Stephen A.
Let me tell you, if
Paige
Georgetown
Bueckers
get back in the mix, I'm going to be insufferable. I'm just telling you that now.
What?
If Georgetown gets back in the mix on the men's or women's side, I will be insufferable.
Okay, so you
Monica, if Paige Bueckers didn't basically miss 2 seasons, I don't know if we'd be talking about Caitlin Clark the way we are now. And that's facts,
and to that point, it was the two of them.
I said that the other day.
I said that the other day. I was out of the country.
I'm just saying, don't bring up now that they completed roster. They got to the Final Four. Don't bring it up.
Gotta go to break.
I'm going to tell you why they're all rooting for Paige Bueckers tonight. This alphabet mafia, BLM, LGBTQ, the alphabet mafia. They love Paige Bueckers. I want to play you Paige Bueckers a couple of years ago, her ESPY speech when she was named the Player of the Year. This is what Paige Bueckers has done that Caitlin Clark hasn't done so far. And I'm holding my breath and praying to God she never does it. But let's listen to Paige Bueckers give this woke-ass speech at the ESPYs.
With the light that I have now, as a white woman who leads a black-led sport and celebrated here, I want to show a light on black women. They don't get the media coverage that they deserve. They've given so much to this sport and the community and society as a whole, and their value is undeniable. And in the WNBA last season, the postseason awards, 80% of the winners were black, but they got half the amount of coverage as the white athletes. So I think it's time for change. Sports media holds the key to storylines. Sports media and sponsors tell us who is valuable, and you have told the world that I matter today, and everyone who voted, thank you. But I think we should use this power together to also celebrate black women. So to Maria Taylor, Robin Roberts, Maya Moore, Odyssey Alexander, to all the incredible black women in my life on my teams, to Breonna Taylor and all the lives lost, and to those names who have not yet learned, but I hope to share, I stand behind you and I will continue to follow you and follow your lead and fight for you guys. So I just want to say thank you for everything.
That's why they love Paige Bueckers. Alphabet Mafia through and through. And that's why they're rooting for Caitlin Clark to collapse tonight, not make it to the championship game. And that's why they've set up this ridiculous standard. If she doesn't win a championship, she's not the GOAT. They can't wait to rip this woman down. And we haven't heard Caitlin Clark do any whining. If she loses tonight, she won't do any whining. She won't talk about the nasty Instagram messages she gets or the nasty Twitter messages she gets because she gets them. She won't put herself, oh, God feels sorry for me. I've been sexualized. I've been received death threats. She won't do it. I don't think. I hope not. She's going to celebrate Lisa Bluder and her teammates and Iowa fans, win or lose. That's what you'll hear from Caitlin Clark. Iowa fans, her teammates, her coach, the community that supported her. She'll be thankful and express gratitude. Angel Reese makes $2 million for getting some rebounds and putbacks, but all she wants to do is complain. No gratitude. And then got a whole bunch of sycophants and groupies and simps running around caping up for her. And the caping up from a lot of these dudes at this point, and some of these women, I'm like, hey, what's really going on here? What's the agenda? Are y'all on Angel Reese's Instagram page looking at these bikini shots, hoping to get in line? I'm just keeping it real. That's how it comes across to me. But anyway, I'm going to bring in Steve Kim. We're going to discuss this, a couple more things, and get you off to enjoying the basketball tonight. I know the first game really doesn't matter. Desperate argument now is Caitlin Clark's not the greatest because she hadn't won a championship. That's the new mantra of all the Caitlin Clark haters. And it's from people you really wouldn't expect. Like Rebecca Lobo. I want to play you this clip of Rebecca Lobo making some ridiculous argument that Caitlin Clark has to win multiple national championships to be considered a GOAT. Play the clip.
I'll tell you, for me, she is the best offensive player that I have ever seen, at least in the last 30 years that I have been either playing or calling women's college basketball games. When you get into the GOAT conversation, does she need to win a national championship in order to be considered the GOAT? I don't think so. I think she needs to win multiple national championships to be in that kind of a conversation. Because when you look at the history of the game, Candace Parker won 2 championships at Tennessee. Diana Taurasi won 3 championships at UConn. And what was kind of unique about Taurasi, her sophomore year when she won her first championship, she was surrounded by 4 players who all went on to be WNBA All-Stars. They all graduated. Then she had a new cast of characters around her. She was able to win 2 more championships. Breanna Stewart won 4 national championships. Not only won 4 championships, she was the most outstanding performer in 4 Final Fours. Caitlin is an incredible player. She has done more in terms of bringing attention and eyeballs to the women's game than any player we have ever seen. That's a mere fact. But when you want to talk about the GOAT conversation and you add championships to the mix, you have to understand the history of the game.
Yeah, and Rebecca, let's put the whole history of the game in context. And I get that UConn won 11 national championships, and I get you played for UConn, and you're a part of that dynasty. But let's put the whole thing in context. Women's college basketball is just now maturing, coming into its mature age, where there's more talent spread out. It used to be, and it still is to some degree, if you were a number 1 seed in the women's bracket, you were going to reach the Final Four pretty much 75% of the time because the talent wasn't spread out equally. There was only a handful of teams that actually had a chance to win a national championship. Iowa is like a decent program, but Caitlin Clark has made it great. They just went to back-to-back Final Fours. If someone had told Caitlin Clark her freshman year, if someone had said, you know what, Caitlin Clark's going to lead Iowa to back-to-back Final Fours and potentially back-to-back national title games, I know that no way that'll happen. Iowa's not a powerhouse.